Hi folks, John Jones here with kandjrefining, and I have something pretty special to do this afternoon. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. It is get some halves from APMEX. These are going to be 40% silver halves. So it's going to be these dates, 1965 to 1970. I have all these dates in collection except for 1970, which is probably one of the hardest ones that I've ever had any issues finding. I do not have a 1970. We're going to be looking for any of these issues right here. So we have 1965 has a DDR, 1966 has a DDO, 1967 actually has three. It has a DDO, FS102, a DDO 103, and a DDR 801. We have 1968, which has a triple die obverse, and not really concerned about finding any of these. Just mainly these are what we're going to look for since that's what we're dealing with. Do I think we're going to find any of those? Absolutely not. Are our chances good finding any of these? Yes, absolutely, because that's what we're looking at. I know on their website they show it in the blue APMEX wrap, and I can see right now, okay, so these are circulated. They're circulated condition, and I got a crazy little finger thing going on here with my glove, which is weird. All right, there we go. We're definitely not going to be getting anything higher end here, but if you look right here with these guys in 1967, you know, they're not a bad price if you find them. I mean, especially around, you know, a 40 grade or something like that. So it's not too bad. And I do like to use toothpicks because they're wooden and they don't really, you know, not taking too big of a risk of damaging any coins. Of course, they're circulated, so that's not that big of a deal anyway. Let me go ahead and move this. So now we have our black canvas here, which is a lot easier to see in contrast with the silver coins. Let's do this. All right. Okay, so we actually have some pretty nice edges right here. Not bad looking edges. We have 1969. Yeah, not bad looking edges at all. So let's go through these and see what we're dealing with here. So we have our 1966, and this would have a DDO if it would have any issues at all. And I have a loop here, and we could take a look at this really quickly without wasting too much time. We can see if we see any doubling at all. DDO, of course, I don't know all of you, so I don't know if you're familiar with the terminology, but DDO stands for double die obverse. The obverse is the face side of the coin. The reverse is the tail side of the coin. So I didn't see anything on that guy. Let's go ahead and we'll move on. I'd like to see a proof. That would be great, huh? So 1969 doesn't really have any of the issues or anything like that. But always still, you know, keep an eye. If you see anything weird or something just kind of, you know, funky that stands out, definitely, you know, hold it aside and make sure you check it out. Ooh, I see almost proof-like right there. All right, so we have 1969 Denver, also another Denver. This last one was Denver. This is a 1968, and that's a Denver. So we have 1968 Denver has the triple die, and I didn't see anything on there. I also know that the triple die probably need the scope to look at, but we don't have the scope in here, so that's why we're not looking at it with the scope. 1965 I know has a DDR. I actually have a 1965 DDR that's been graded. We found that 2 years ago. It didn't grade high. I believe it was in the AU scale, but even still, you know, they're fun to find. They really are fun to find. So we have 1967 I know that these are circulated. As I stated before, I know we're not going to get any high-end grades out of this. It's still good to check. So I'll set this one up above here and take a better look at that under the scope here in a bit. All right, so we have a 68 Denver, another one for the triple die. 1969 Denver here. It's actually not a bad looking coin. It's got a good looking edge on it. Detail and everything's really sharp. Yeah, that's definitely an AU. Let me go ahead. I'll set that above there. All right, so we have another 68 Denver. Oh, no, it's machine doubling. Okay, I was going to say, it looks like it has doubling on the reverse, but it looks machine doubled. Another 68 Denver. It's not a bad looking coin. It's kind of dirty and stuff like that. So 1965, again, we have, this is going to be a DDR possibility right here. I do not see any doubling on here. If you folks are out there, you're going through any of these coins and you know you're seeing some doubling and stuff like that, my best suggestion would be take a few minutes and learn the difference between what actual doubling is and what deteriorated die doubling is. As a matter of fact, I'll put a photo at the end of the video that'll give a good representation of what's going on there whenever you're looking for doubling. Now, I really am, we still have the other roll right here. I really am trying to take advantage of the fact that we have, you know, $20 face value in 40% silver, and I would really, really like to have a 1970. I really would. Can't always get what you want. You know, all of these actually have a really nice reverse though, so that is definitely a plus. 1967 again. So we have our 67. If you remember, 67 has the DDO and the DDR, so you want to check both sides of your 67. I don't see anything on the obverse side, so let's flip it over. It is machine doubled because I do not see any doubling in the serifs. What I see is what looks like the boundaries of the die, where it shapes the characters and stuff like that. That boundary from impacting over and over and over starts to kind of break down, and as it breaks down, those boundaries, the walls of the image or the character that it's stamping, as those walls widen, it starts to like make a little what looks like a doubled image, and it's not. What it's doing is it's kind of like pounding down and mashing that image outward, and that's what you're seeing. So all right, 1967, didn't really see anything on there, but that is a really nice one. It's got a really interesting tone on the back. I really like the clustered, the dirty looking tone. I like that. All right, 67 again. All right, so let's try this guy out. Let's see what you got, man. Be really cool. I don't know if APMEX has somebody sitting there and they go through all these coins and, you know, they look them over really well. I don't know if that's the case or not. I do know that, you know, you have other companies that they deal in slabbed coins that are, you know, they're slabbed and graded and they're older, but yet the slab is a modern slab. So it kind of makes you have to wonder if you know, if somebody's going through all of these and eventually they end up finding some of the ones that have higher end dealings or something like that, characteristics that make it worth it to send it in. So don't know, but I know we have a 1965 right here, and I don't know why. I think it was just because I was talking, but I was looking at the obverse. What we need to be looking at here is the reverse. Make sure you check it really well, and it just helps you familiarize yourself with you know, what the coin is actually supposed to look like versus, you know, if you see anything that's doubled or not. So that was roll number 1. It's the first $10. Let's go ahead and we'll open up roll number 2. We didn't get a 1970 out of there. I'm not sure if we ever would get a 1970 out of any of these, but it would be nice. I wouldn't mind. Really wouldn't mind. Now we have a couple really nice reeded edges in this one too. It looks like we have one right here. Looks fairly uncirculated as far as the edge goes, and these two on the back here. So let's see what we have. 69 again. 69 Denver. Another 69 Denver. All right, 1967 again, or 69 rather, sorry. 65 and 69 is probably going to be the most common dates that you're going to come across in the 40 percenters. This is actually a really nice looking 69. Yeah, this is the one that had a really nice edge. This thing's pretty much uncirculated. That's really nice. Not bad at all. It's also getting a nice blue tone coming out on this edge right here, going inward. All right, let's move on. 1967. Again, we want to check for the front and the back, so the obverse and the reverse. All right, so 1969 again. 67. All right, another 67. This one looks like that last 69 too, that it's just about uncirculated. So 67, let's not forget to check the reverse also. We already checked the obverse. And it looks like we have some doubling, but also it looks like the doubling is most likely dye deterioration. And if you heard me earlier say with the serifs, the serif is the part where the bottom of the leather goes out like that, you know, before it's flat on the bottom. So it has that, basically that hourglass look. Right there's that serif. And if you're going to have true doubling, that serif portion of the letter or character will also be doubled. It won't just be the edges where it's nice and straight all the way down to the serif, you know. Like if we were going by what the eye is, you have a serif at the top of the eye and a serif at the bottom of the eye. It's going to show doubling on the serif instead of just on the side where it's straight. This one has a nasty reverse. All right, that thing is almost black. All right, 1967. It's kind of thin too. All right, yeah, this one has some odd rounds in it. All right, 1968. Haven't seen a 68 in a few seconds, so we can check for the triple dye verse. 68. Let's check it for the triple dye. This thing looks like it has some kind of pink paint on it or something, which, you know, at that point, if the coin is just, you know, wrecked like that, then even if you did find an error on it or something like that, I mean, you're looking so far, you know, so far in deteriorated value. So say that's a 1968, and all right, so let's see right here, we have a mint state. The very beginning grade on mint state would be 60, right? So 60 plus would be a mint state. Right at 60, we're looking at $55. And you know, you look at a coin like this, that's not ever going to be a mint state coin. First off, it's damaged. It has some sort of pink paint on it or something like that, something that's been sprayed onto it, but you'd never reach that value. So really, you don't have to put a whole lot of effort into seeing, oh my gosh, is this, you know, a double dye or not? Because, well, realistically, at the end of the day, if it is a double dye, you're never going to get the value out of it. You'll send it in to get it graded, and they're just going to pretty much kick it back to you, and, you know, it's damaged. So 1969, we don't have anything going on 1969, and that is a Denver mint mark. 67. Here we go. Another 67. We get our chances up again of finding 3 different recognized errors. So we have the DDOs, 2 DDOs, and 1 DDR possibility on 67s. Another 67, because the FS101, FS103, those are going to be, 2 different double die errors, even though both of them are on the obverse, and then the 801 being on the reverse. It's a single, so that DDO, or DDR rather, would pretty much be the same character on every 67. This 1966, so we have a DDO possibility for 1966. So what do we have here? 1965. Okay, so let's check for our DDR. This is going to be the 802. And I don't see anything. But check the whole thing just in case. Very strong strike on this one too. There's actually really clear detail on the reverse there. All right, 1967. And this one appears to be just kind of a lot of garbage on it. It does have a little bit of toning that's on the rim. Out here on the rim, looks like it's trying to encroach the center of the coin. But if you look at the reverse, yeah, it's definitely something on it. This may have been a metal detector find or something like that, dug up, because it's got some nasty stuff on it. Oh, and the other dates right there too. So 2 1969s. I was really hoping for a 1970. We might have to do this again. I don't know. I doubt I'll ever order it. I would really much rather find it, but when push comes to shove and you're trying to close a collection, then sometimes ordering it is better. But yeah, so that's what we were able to get out of the APMEX rolls. This was $20 face value, so 40 coins in total. And yeah, so that's pretty much what you can expect if you're looking for or looking through APMEX rolls, anything like that. They said the ad said that they're circulated. And I'll be honest with you, yes, these are circulated, but not as bad as I thought they would be. I pretty much was expecting to get, just all trashed coins, just really bad quality and probably not very useful. But yeah, all of these, except for maybe just 1 or 2, I think just 1 really, that might give me some issues if I'm trying to use to make any type of coin jewelry or anything like that. But yeah, no 1970. I really wish we did, but we didn't. But you take what you can get, right? Wrong. Let's order some more. I'm gonna order some more and we're gonna open them up. So until then, I'm John Jones with kandjrefining. Thank you very much for sticking around, and until next time, kandjrefining.